I like it. I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it when we are in this sanctuary that we're in right now. Now, please realize the sanctuary is wherever you want it to be, whether it's in the comfort of your living room, it could be in your bathroom as you take your bubble bath or take a quick shower. It could be even in your boudoir in the bedroom. So wherever you feel that comfort zone, baby, just allow us to kind of be right there with you tonight as we continue to go through the rest of the show. And I'm happy to have dear company with me tonight. Promised and told you that she was coming, and she is in the building with us. This lady is no stranger to you because in the 90s, her and a young lady who was in the group with her just dominated the music charts from 1994, if I'm not mistaken, maybe to late 90s. It's nice to welcome Cassandra, formerly of Changing Faces, to the Quiet Storm tonight. How are you? How you been? You're looking wonderful, and you're smelling delicious.
Oh, I love that entrance. I am like really good now. Yes, thank you.
You look great.
Thank you.
What is the name of that perfume, though?
The perfume, Bond number 9 today.
Bar number 9?
Bond number 9.
Fellas, get it for your lady. Bond number 9. I'm going to write it down and buy it for somebody. Bond number 9. That's
you like
now I know that fragrances have a different reaction to everybody.
Right.
You know,
right.
what may smell one way on you will be smelling differently on somebody else.
Yeah.
But you picked a good one.
Oh, well,
now how long you been wearing this fragrance?
Actually, it's one of my favorites. So probably like maybe 3 to 4 years now.
Really?
Yes. You know, one of many, but that one I really love.
Well, I'm sure your
too.
husband loves it too.
Yes.
I'm sure he loves it.
He does.
For real. Now, a lot has happened since, and of course I'm going to ask the million-dollar question that everyone wants to know. But a lot has happened since Changing Faces has kind of shut itself down. For one, here's the million-dollar question. What happened? Why did you guys fade to black with us?
Well, we didn't mean to fade to black.
Okay.
If that's what I know that's what you call it, but it wasn't intentional. Okay, come on, Sharice.
It wasn't
to black.
It wasn't a bad breakup, was it?
No, it wasn't a fade to black. It was let's try this, let's try that. Life gets in the way along the way. Next thing you know, it's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5
wow.
year, 6 year, 7 year, 8 year. You know, hiatus.
Well,
and at about that 8-year period, I would say, or 9-year period, we did get back out there. We were doing shows, overseas, Germany. Yeah. We just actually did a show in April of this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In London and at Wembley Stadium.
So you guys will come together every so often?
Yeah. So we did do a show in April, and we were starting on our project, and then we kind of hit a fork in the road, and we said, you know what, let's try this. And right now, this is what I'm trying.
And what she's trying, ladies and gentlemen, is a solo career.
Yes. I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, now or never. And to me, never wasn't an option.
I hear that. Singing is a love for you.
Singing is a love, and I have to do what God gave me to do. Yeah. Well,
I'm so glad that you are. Now, you came to our attention in '94 with Stroke You Up. Now, when you did that, you had a talented young man who actually was writing and producing for you, and that was R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Before we get into that song real quick, how did that meeting happen? How did you come across Robert?
I mean, when I talk about this, since it's so long ago, people don't believe it. But what happened was we were signed to, well, we didn't even get signed yet. We had a demo deal with Big Beat Atlantic with Craig Coleman. And when we presented our demo, it was like, well, we feel the duo thing because there's a lot of girl groups, but they're not two.
Right.
Two girls. So he said, well, who would you guys like to work with? And we just gave a wish list, but R. Kelly was on the top of the wish list. He was still with public announcement.
Yep.
And we were like, R. Kelly was like, R. Kelly, how are we going to do that? I was like, look, send him our demo. Just that simple. Just do it, Sent it out there, and the rest is history.
Well, let's go back to that historic moment. Look, this is Confessions of Love Time, so I hope you came to really talk about relationships. The topic tonight, is it possible for you to leave a bad relationship when the sex is so good? You marinate on that, Cassandra.
Okay.
Here's Changing Faces, When They Were, inside the Quiet Storm. Welcome to the Quiet Storm Behind the Scenes. In studio tonight is a beautiful lady that, well, you heard a piece of her in that song called Stroke You Up when she was with the group Changing Faces. Her name is Cassandra. Cassandra Lucas? No.
Lucas.
Oh, you... But you,
either
you got...
way, but that's my first and last name.
Oh, okay.
It is who I am. That's my government name.
Okay,
but
all right.
Cassandra is long enough. It's already, 9 letters?
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
I think,
yes, yes.
You know, Cassandra is good.
You haven't changed one bit.
I don't plan to. I have to just be me, you know?
Well, I'm glad that you continue to be just yourself, and I'm glad that you came by tonight.
Thank you.
There's been, well, I can't begin to tell you how long conversations, I'm saying probably over 5 years of us, we were trying. It was almost going to happen where, you know, I was going to sit down with you guys and bring you guys into the show. And there was always something that came up that prevented that meeting from happening. But, you know, everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
So we are here tonight with you, and I'm so happy that we are with you because you are at the beginning of a brand new dimension in your life. You are still continuing to express yourself musically.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
But in addition to that, I found this to be pretty interesting. You're working on a brand new album.
Yes. As we speak.
And you are really extending an olive branch, to my understanding, to new up-and-coming artists. Why is that?
I've actually have artists in the stable the past couple years. I'm sorry. Okay. So, and it's, I look at it, it's from the school. They don't, like, you can see the potential, and you have to work it a little. Like, you can't just throw artists out there like old school, Babyface, and they used to groom their artists.
It was artist development.
It was artist development. And now I think with the microwave society that we live in, everybody can just put on a camera, go on YouTube, sing, but they don't go through the motions of what it really is to become an artist.
Well, that's because they downsized the entire industry. I mean, there's no more a lot of departments anymore. So these artists are pretty much just kind of thrown out there. So you're telling me that you're taking it back to the old school. You're finding talent, if you are interested in them, and then you're grooming them and developing them.
Yes, and letting them come out when the time is right, not just turn on the camera, go on YouTube, and you know what I mean.
Well, now when you and Sharice was a part of Changing Faces, who did that for you guys, or was it not done?
In terms of grooming us?
In terms of grooming. You
know what? I would say we both went to LaGuardia High School of Performing Arts.
Right here in New York.
And that school in itself, anyone who's gone there, it's a process that is unbelievable. Like, I'm really thankful to be able to attend that school. And if you look in the music industry, in the acting world, from Jennifer Aniston to, it really helps you to, it's the grooming process. We were grateful. I mean, we were grateful that we went there because it's kind of like, it just taught us everything we needed to know.
About the industry.
Not so much about the industry, but just about your voice and what you need to do with it and how you need to protect it and, you know, and how you need to sing and how you don't.
What about how you need to look?
You know, that wasn't a part of it. But what we were independently signed to Big Beat Atlantic, and they did that. They made sure you went to etiquette C class. You know, and they didn't really tell you how to look because that's kind of like a part of who you are.
I got you.
So when you do meet with stylists or when you kind of bring yourself into who you want to be, and then because you can't, if you're not yourself, it will show.
Well, I applaud you for doing that because there isn't any major companies or a great amount of individuals that really are taking the time with this new talent that's out here. That's raw and that's really good, and just kind of molding them a little bit because I think some molding is really quintessential and is often needed. But so that's really nice and noble of you for you to do this. You're featuring some of them on the new album, and when is this new album first of all going to come out?
Well, I'm looking at the top of the year.
Okay.
And I hope to, because every day it's new stuff, and you can't have 50 songs on an album.
Well, no.
So it's going to be process of elimination, and I have to stop at some point. I have to get out the studio. I'm gonna have to pull myself out.
I guess you will. Yeah.
You know, but
because you are writing majority of the album.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Now, did you used to write when you were?
Absolutely. That's the thing. I think people didn't realize that.
No,
like,
everyone thought R. Kelly was
because
pretty much.
that was the first single or the second single, and I think Joe did a single. But Sharice and I, we wrote like the majority of all of our albums that were out.
Really?
Yeah, and people didn't
I had
realize
no
that.
idea. You're absolutely
Yes.
right. Shout out to Jeff Red.
Hey, Jeff Red.
You guys, he told me that you guys used to do backup for him. Is that true?
Jeff Red, Sybil.
Really?
Yes, that's how we really caught the bug to do the duo, because we sang background for Sybil and toured with her like in the Philippines, and it was just us two singing background. We're like, maybe we should try this, you know. And that's really Sybil inspired us. She's a great lady. Yes.
So that's a lot of people don't understand where the beginnings come from, because everyone has a start, and everyone thinks everyone starts here, but it really is a growing upward process.
It really is. So we are grateful to be able to go out with her and kind of see the bumps and the bruises and be on the back end of it again. That's a part of grooming, and a lot of the artists nowadays don't get that. So that this way you could kind of get an idea of what you're getting into.
So getting back to your album, so how many artists right now are you presently grooming?
Well, that will feature on the album.
That you will feature on your album.
3.
Okay. Can you let the secret out of the bag? Like, is it
well,
a young lady? You don't have to give me names, but is it a young lady?
No,
is it a young man?
One young lady, one girls group, young girls group, and one rap artist.
That's what's up.
Young man.
Wow.
Yes.
There's a lot coming from Cassandra Lucas, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Now that's the interesting twist around that is that you're trying to reestablish and kind of really set yourself up to a different level. So I'm kind of curious what made you venture into bringing in, new artists, and you really are trying to really kind of set yourself in a different aspect. You know what I mean? Yeah,
because I'm always wanting to pull everybody else.
That's what's up.
I don't think it just should be me. Why? If there's talent there, why shouldn't the rest of the world get the opportunity to?
That's a wonderful opportunity, and
whatever I can do to help.
And you partnered up with your husband on this?
Yes, a husband and Richard Smith, who they were production partners. They've done hits like "You Know That I Love You" for Donnell Jones, and so they've been doing it for a while. Wow. And we've all partnered up, and it's just a wonderful thing.
I wish I was still singing, but I don't have a chance these days.
No, once a single, always a singer.
No,
come on, Lenny, you got it in you.
No, you must have didn't hear the other phrase.
No, what was
the other phrase is if you don't use it, you lose it.
You lose it. That's
exactly.
True.
Well, I lost it. It got caught up in something.
How long ago?
Oh, wow. Let's put it like this. I've been in the radio world for 23, 24 years.
And you haven't sang?
I only sing for me, myself, and I. And that's it. Because I lost, one thing about singing, you lose confidence if you don't maintain it.
This is true.
And the confidence is out the window. Now, what I've been blessed to fall into this arena called radio. So I love this. I'm comfortable in my lane, but I have a high admiration for singers like you, for those who love the craft and who are pursuing it and embracing it and uplifting it and continuing bringing that great R&B. I have nothing but love for y'all, but I can't do it no more.
Well,
But I'm glad that you are looking for the new and next generation of superstars. And I think that's
I love it.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to extend an invitation if your schedule permits. We're starting up, me and one of the my colleagues here on the radio station, we're starting up our open mics again. And one is actually taking place in a couple of weeks in New York.
Okay.
Where we're going to give someone a lot of money. But we often like to let them leave with substance. And I think, there's so much talent all over the country. But when people go for open mics, they sometimes don't get any kind of direction. Like you said just a little while ago, there's no more people there. There's no companies there that's really telling them what they're doing wrong or encouraging them to do this or pursue that. And we like to bring in professionals like yourself to give just a brief word of advice upon a performance. So I'll definitely like to sit down with you.
Great. I would
It'll be
love
great for you to be
it.
there, for sure.
I'm in. Yes. Anything to help, inspire, encourage, that's me.
That is what I appreciate that.
Okay.
This is the time of the night, though, Cassandra, where we talk about love and relationships. You write about
Oh, yes, I do.
situations.
Situations. Real deal situations.
And now that you told me that you write most of your songs, now you've been through quite a bit. Not unless you're using friends.
Oh, everything is writing material. Nothing's off limits.
Nothing is off limits.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, out of the songs that we know that, well, we thought that was "Stroke You Up" a
Stroke You Up was written by R. Kelly.
Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen.
No, the point is, it was the funniest thing. And the demo was sang by R. Kelly.
No way.
If my name ain't Cassandra Lucas, yes, and it sound like I've been feeling kind of strange. This was R. Kelly's voice.
I know y'all probably looked at each
so
other.
we were like, but he's such a genius that he can write from a woman's perspective. So you really have to give it up to him because that was...
a couple of years ago, I took myself to a concert to see him.
Mm-hmm.
And you forget what kind of catalog this guy has. You forget about his catalog.
What he's
done for other
people. Yes.
Or you'll never have a dull day with no money. That's all I can say. Because he has written, and he's done it so skillfully. And I think you just said it a moment ago, he's just gifted. And
he can write from all perspectives.
All perspectives.
And that's a blessing.
It is a blessing.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes.
It really is. So now that I know that you have a very in-depth perspective as well, and I'm sure by working around a person like that, that kind of expands your creativity.
Yeah, and it expands it and it inspires you just to think outside of the box.
So you do that often?
Yes, and to not only, why do I have to write for women? You can write for men too. You can, just think outside of the box. Yeah.
I think another artist, singer, songwriter that also has that talent is Neo.
Neo's incredible.
I think he's pretty incredible.
He's that same caliber artist. Yes, he is.
So
I love to work with Neo.
I'm sure. You know what? I don't sing, but I like to work with Neo too because I think I can learn how to sing again.
Oh, you would start again, right?
I'll do something.
Oil up those pipes.
Do something for sure. So, Cassandra, the topic tonight is it possible to leave a bad relationship when the sex is so good? Now, way back when, before you became a married woman, maybe one of your girlfriends had a situation that you were counseling her on or giving her advice on, but can you relate to this topic?
Maybe one of my girlfriends did have where you can't
leave. I mean, like, it's a bad relationship.
Yes. He ain't no good for nothing.
He ain't no good.
And you're not even supposed to pick up that phone when it's ringing.
But
why you keep doing it?
Because the sex is good. And come on, tell the truth and shame the devil. When that's booming, certain things are overlooked. And people stay in situations. I can even
for the wrong reasons.
You stay for the wrong reasons. I fell into that trap as a man. I mean, we as men, we fall into the same kind of situation. It's not just a woman thing, it's a man thing too.
Right.
And we had live here the other night, and I think he referred to a young lady who called up. He says, "You got that good?" So when y'all got that good,
oh my God, that's what he said to the.
And when you got that good, it happens. So, what kind of advice could you render to those who might have encountered or are facing that situation where it's a terrible situation. It's a bad relationship, but they don't want to leave because, one, the sex is good, and then we can't forget about the other aspect of what keeps people in bad situations. Not wanting to be alone.
Not wanting to be alone, being insecure, not loving themselves enough.
Right.
That's really what it's about. To know that this is no good for you, you need to go the opposite way.
Yeah, but how do you know? You don't. I mean, when you're in that moment,
it's almost like it's addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's addictive. It's kind of like that drink that, you just have to have at the end of the night. You know what I'm talking about, Lenny?
No, I don't know what you're talking about, Cassandra. Just because I'm drinking some orange juice doesn't mean that I know what you're talking about, you know what I mean? And here's to you.
Right. Well, that orange juice drink that you have to have at the end of the night,
right.
Or
sometimes when you're watching a sports game and, your team is just like not doing it for you, you're like, oh, gosh, you just need to take that little cap off. I get it.
Right.
I get it. But, it's all about self-control.
Yes.
But it takes a moment for us to mature to those levels.
Right.
We don't get to those levels as easy as you express.
Right.
It does. It's a process in the making.
This is true. But I think I think outside sources can help you. Friends, if they keep banging you over the head with it, and we as women, we try. I know I've tried over, just to say that sometimes they, Then what happens is they know you're right.
Yeah.
Then they'll start not telling you. You see what I'm saying? Then they'll shut you down. You have no idea that it's even going on. So you have to go through the motions. It's like I said, it's addictive. It's kind of like you have to put yourself into rehab. I can't do it. You have to say that day, like, okay.
So you basically have to hit rock bottom.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Before you even know and recover.
Yep.
That's a hard call, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you're strong enough to do that. Miss Cassandra Lucas, formerly of Changing Faces, is with us tonight. And she is about to emerge back onto the music scene with a brand new solo CD. Have you named it yet?
Well, right now it's called Lifetime, but that doesn't mean that's what it's going to be called when I'm done.
And where are you taking us on the journey of your music?
My life.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's why it's called Lifetime. It's in the span of 1994 to now.
Oh, wow.
That's where my music is taking you. Yeah.
You had a great opportunity to scratch the surface and grow from 94. And then I think the next big blurge came around 97, right?
97. Mm-hmm. And then,
is that when Get Out came?
Yep, Get Out was 97. And then the other woman was 2000, I believe it was.
Right. And then that's when
2000.
And
so
you were working.
We were working up till maybe 2000, early 2000s, 2002, 2003.
So it's been like 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're coming on to another plateau, and because you're coming in with a lot of more experience, life experience, industry experience, business experience. I'm sure you're coming in from a different perspective creatively.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your approach to this project than your previous works in the past?
Well, just to be free, musically, just to be organic. Just give it whatever is within. Just let it out. I don't have I can't do this. I won't do that. I'm free. I just feel like that's going to make for the best project. No restrictions?
Do you feel that you get that a lot? Because you have your own label now.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like in the past, you have that when you're on a major.
Right.
I think where we are right now, it's kind of like recycled again back where we were in 1994, because we changing faces back then. We were on an independent label. It was like the start of the indies, and then the majors came in and, wanted to scoop you up because, it was like the LaFace. And we were on Spoil Rotten, Big Beat Atlantic, not Atlantic. When you're on an independent label, they nurture you a little more. You have it's like a boutique situation, and they treat you gingerly. Whereas when they throw you on Atlantic with 500 other artists, you're just another artist on the roster, and your date to come out is the 1st, and the next person's date to come out is the 10th, and it's a machine more so than
But don't you get because when you came out bang booming. Stroke You Up was like,
and Stroke You Up was on Spoil Rotten, Big Beat was on an independent
label, right? Exactly. But you got the attention, from the label. Didn't you get? Do you feel that you've gotten the label support the way you wanted to? Because the record was really
from Stroke You Up.
Yeah,
yes.
it was climbing the chart.
After Stroke You Up, we were on Spoil Rotten, Big Beat. After Stroke You Up, we had a label change, and then we went straight to Big Beat Atlantic Records.
Gotcha.
And as we progressed, you get lost in the sauce.
In the sauce, gotcha. Well, that won't happen with your label.
Because it's independent, it's small.
But if a major label should come your way, and we do know that could be an enhancement to you and beneficial to you.
Yes, absolutely.
How will that help you? I mean,
because
I'm sure you're going to still take that opportunity to.
Oh, every opportunity is
it's a great opportunity.
Yes, there you go. So it would have to be looked over, and if it works, of course, that's business. Business first. But it would help major. It's a major label, so it would help you with major publicity, major marketing, of course, those things will help tremendously. But again,
welcome inside the Quiet Storm. Thank you for locking in with us tonight. The topic at hand is part 2 of what we started last night, and I got to read some of the responses that we got in last night, and I got to find a way how to peek that page on Facebook. Is it possible for you to leave a bad relationship when the sex is good? Have you ever been in a bad relationship prior to your marriage? Did you date a lot? I mean,
no, I'm not the dating type.
You're not the dating type.
No.
So you're the type.
I'm a relationship girl.
So that means you meet guy and in relationship, like almost
pretty much. Yeah.
Really?
I'm not a dater. No.
Wow. Has that been healthy?
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think different strokes for different folks.
No question.
I am not. Yeah.
Well, what's this is interesting. How much of a time frame upon meeting someone, right, back in the day, did you met him, and then if he measured up to your standard, you got involved with it? So was it 6 months?
Yeah, it's a while for me. Like I'm like a slow, at least 6 months.
Okay, but you would casually see him prior to that.
Yeah, but if I'm seeing somebody, I'm seeing that person, right?
Oh wow!
I give a fair chance. Yes.
To just that exclusive moment.
Right.
Wow. You lucky souls. Cassandra Lucas, formerly of Changing Faces, with us tonight. And she is venturing on to a new music level, a solo music level. You think you're going to be afraid because you don't have a counterpart right next to you?
Well, it's like I said, people ask me that in interviews. I said it is scary. It's like a roller coaster ride. It's scary, but it's fun at the same time. You know what I mean? You know a hill is coming and you're screaming, but once you're over it, it's all love. Yeah, it is. It's different. Anything different is gonna. Yeah.
But we should also. I understand that on this brand new project that you will have, you're going to be embracing new talent. If talent is out here, how can they reach you? How can they submit something to you? Is that possible?
Yeah. Well, before we go with Twitter, Facebook, okay. I'm on all Instagram. I'm on all the social networks. Yes, you can. Cassandra of Changing Faces. Type me in. I'm there.
You're there.
Yep.
Well, thank you for following me.
Please reach out
on Twitter. I appreciate it. I followed back.
Great.
Cassandra Lucas of Changing Faces with us tonight. The question is it possible to leave a bad relationship when the sex is so good? If you've been in one of those situations, call me up, 1-855-453-6694. And also go to lennygreen.com if you'd like to see her up close and personal. Cassandra Lucas. Now, you might remember this song. This song went to the top of the charts. It's called
#1.
Get Out. This is a relationship topic in itself. When we talk about it online, go to lennygreen.com. You can hear the conversation, what I'm going to ask her in just a little bit.
I've been feeling kind of strange lately.
Use that paper. This thing is
I don't know what's going on, baby. Ever since I came back from out of town, something's telling me some good is going down.
Is this someone else you're seeking?
Is this someone else?
My vitals telling me you're creeping.
Finding numbers in your jeans, you're talking in your sleep. Better letters written by me. Get all your teeth. save your life for somebody else. Keep on walking, 'cause I can do better all by myself.
Boy, is there someone else you're seeking?
Is there someone else?
My vitals telling me you're creeping.
I'm finding numbers in your jeans. You're talking in your sleep. Read of letters written by me. Get on your
Sitting
teeth.
at home alone while you're out with somebody else. No more staring at the phone, 'cause I can do better all by myself. No more sitting at home alone while you're out with
While you with somebody else.
no more staring at the phone, 'cause I can do better all by myself. I gave you all of my time,
But you would not know a good thing, baby. If it stares you in your face, boy, is
there someone else you're seeking?
Is it someone
My vitals telling
else?
me you're creeping.
Finding numbers in your jeans.
This is the Quiet Storm behind the scenes, and we are with Cassandra Lucas, formerly of Changing Faces, and I thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
And hopefully this will
Having
not
fun.
be your last opportunity coming through.
Hopefully not. If you guys will have me, I'll be here.
Okay.
You want me to co-host with
all right.
you? I'll come back.
Okay, now.
Okay.
We're going to find out. I know you're nearby, so
yes.
we're going to
Drop,
find out.
skip, and a jump.
The topic tonight that we got some folks on the line, Cassandra, that's going to give us some feedback. Is it
Okay.
possible for you to leave a bad relationship when the sex is so good? Let's punch up on the first one. It's a young man on the line. How are you doing tonight, my brother?
Hello?
Hello?
You guys wanted to ask me a question?
Yes. I need you to give us your name first.
Paul.
All right, Paul. So, is it possible to leave a bad relationship when the sex is so good, Paul?
It's weird. It's weird for men. I think women have the double. They can if they want to, they can just get up and leave. But men, we think with two different heads. You know what I'm talking about, man?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. Yeah. So you're saying that it's really, if I understand you correctly, it's not very hard for you to leave a bad relationship if the sex is good. Because I fall in a different category slightly from that, brother.
Well, no, men. Like I said,
No,
I think
he's saying
it's
men.
a little bit
Right.
harder. For women, they can, if they want to, they can be like, yo, we out. Men,
So you
You
say,
know?
so are you saying that women are ruthless, and they can pretty much
not
just be out?
ruthless, but I don't think sex is a huge portion in the women as much as it is for men.
And I think he's absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right, Paul. I think women can, once we're done, it's more of a mental thing for us than it is physical. Once mentally we're like finished, we can walk away.
And you feel
exactly.
Yes.
but Paul, you're saying that men can't, huh?
No, because it's
Nah,
more of a
we
physical
think
thing
with
for
two
men.
different heads, man.
Okay, well, now unless you fall in love with the girl. Because if you fall in love, you fall in love, whether man or woman.
Yeah, now
Right.
that's a totally different thing. If you're talking about love, then that's a different feel.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Hey, Paul, thanks for checking in with us tonight, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
No
Paul.
problem.
All right. The Quiet Storm. Let's go to another line. Welcome to the Quiet Storm. Hello.
Yes, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
What's your name, brother?
My name is Corey.
Hey, Corey, say hello to Cassandra, formerly of Changing Faces.
Hey, Cassandra, how you doing? Good evening.
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Give us your thoughts on this topic, brother.
Well, I definitely feel that it all really falls down to the person that you are. Mentally, you got to be strong in what you believe and in your faith, and you just follow what you want out of life. For myself, I definitely led by that, but when I met someone who I cared about truly, I just let my heart follow, and we built a life together. So all the women that came before then, it really didn't matter. It wasn't about the physical. It was about where you're trying to go in the direction that you're headed for the future.
All right.
That's a little different. Okay.
Corey, yes.
All right, brother. Thank you for the call, man.
You're welcome. I just want to send a shout out to my beautiful wife, Tasia. I love you so much, baby.
That's what's
Aw,
up.
that
How long
was
you been married, brother?
Actually, we're going to be married 2 years come December 6th.
Congratulations. Still
Aw.
newlyweds. All right, brother. Thanks for calling, man. All the best to you.
You're welcome. You guys take care.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
good night.
Wow. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Lenny. How are you this evening?
I'm good. Who's this?
My name is Kathy.
Hey, Kathy, say hello to Cassandra from Changing Faces.
Hi, Cassandra. How are you?
Okay, and yourself? How you doing, Kathy?
I'm okay, thank you. Thanks
Good.
for asking.
I don't have a lot of time, baby, but give me your thoughts on this topic.
I think it's very hard to, especially if you meet somebody that really, really can, fulfill your needs and you could fill theirs. It's very hard to walk out of that relationship.
Well, that's
really
the thing.
Because you feel it's so hard to find somebody that can, fit,
No.
the other right.
Right. No, I got you.
Into your life in that way. You know what I'm saying?
But the scenario is the relationship is not good for you, but the sex was great for you.
Oh, boy. Well, the relationship is not good for you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Have you been in that situation before?
Yeah, I have been in that situation before.
Yeah. Was it
And,
easy for you to leave? Was it easy for you to leave?
It wasn't easy to leave, but I did.
You did.
After
Right.
how long, though? After how long?
Yes, it wasn't easy to leave.
But you
I
left,
did.
right, Kathy?
Yeah.
How long
After
did it
10
take
years,
you?
I left.
How long did it take
boy,
you?
it took me a while because I had to get out of it. It was I don't know, it just wasn't, the right person for me, but it took a while for me to get out of it, but I finally did get out of it.
I'm glad you
Okay,
did.
well, God bless.
Thank
I'm
you,
happy
baby.
you did
Thank you
too.
for calling. I appreciate the call.
It's hard. It really is hard to walk away from a good relationship. I mean, a bad relationship with a good sex, yes.
I know.
It is.
As a man, I know.
It's really hard.
Okay. All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
baby.
but if it's good and it's a good relationship, then that's great. It's hard to work. It's also really hard to work for them then.
Yeah, why leave?
Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
Really
Appreciate
hard
it.
to get away from it then,
I got to go, but thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
Kathy.
Oh, Lenny, may I have a shout out to my son?
What's his name?
I wanted to dedicate a song to him by Regina Bell, or if I could. Sing it to
Okay.
Bruce.
All right. Thank you, baby.
Okay.
All right. We'll try to get that in
Okay.
there. Yes.
From his mother with love.
Bye-bye. Wow. See, I tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy to do this. It's not. Because I believe, and she didn't give us a specific, gap, but
You
I
think it
believe
took her a long time?
it does take you a long time. When that sex is booming,
Because she kept saying it took a while. It took a
it
while.
takes a
Right? She
while.
never
Yeah.
specified the amount of time. So
no.
I was
it's not
trying to
easy.
get it out of Kathy. Kathy, you wouldn't tell me how much time it
I bet
actually
it took her
took.
8 years, 9 months, and 45 days. That's what 8 years, 5 months, and 45 days.
You think so?
I think so. Because it's not really that easy, Cassandra. Sex is not the only thing that's important, but it really, in my opinion, it really plays a big role. How long have you and your husband been married?
Married 4 years, together 12.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
So
Exactly.
you, wow. Wait. When did the engagement happen? Out of the 12?
4 years ago. It was fast
Oh,
to the
okay.
point. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm. Yeah.
Do you believe in should a man and woman live together before they get married?
Oh, well, see, I don't want to say that for like the
You're- in your-
youngins
in
and
your-
stuff like that.
Hey, look, the youngins
I had to
are doing
stop.
something totally
yeah,
different
I don't
these
want to
days.
say that for the youngins, so let me not, But again,
Well, how-
living together
Mm.
helps you know who you're about to marry. I think
So
it's-
Cassandra's all for it, youngins.
Right, yeah. I'm not saying that you have to,
But you should.
Yes, you should know what you're getting into.
Wow. But after 7 years, in most states, it's like you can't get rid of the. Well, no, after a certain period of time,
Right.
you can't.
Yeah.
You can't
You're
just
already-
like leave.
Yeah, you're in.
I mean, you can't kick the person out.
Right.
Let's be clear. I suggest that you find out all of the legalities of it because
In the state you're in.
in the state you're in. Because look, don't get fooled.
Right.
You could be in the
Well,
wrong
I'm not
state.
saying live together for 7 years. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
If you live
know.
together for 2 years, it's still like in some states, like I think in New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
there's a thing called palimony. I think the same thing happens in California.
Yes.
And if you're if you're together with the person for not a long period of time, they're like
It's only 2 years?
I don't have the exact, but
Okay.
I'm saying it doesn't have to be 7.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be 7. But if you're with them for a long time, they're like a husband or a wife, which means they're entitled
To husband and wife splits.
Yo, know the laws of the state that you're going to. That's all I'm going to say. Know the laws of the state. Yeah, that's about
That's
all
for women and men, ladies.
Yep.
You know.
Pretty much. Cassandra Lucas from formerly of Changing Faces with us. We're going to get a chance to get a preview of her brand new single in just a moment. Let's go to, well, first, welcome. This is The Quiet Storm, Confessions of Love with Cassandra Lucas, formerly of Changing Faces. I'm going to go to the love line and see who's there. Hello?
You know, it's weird. It's weird for men. I think women have the double. If they want to, they can just get up and leave. But men, we think with two different heads. You know what I'm talking about, man?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about, yeah. Are you saying that women are ruthless?
Not ruthless, but, you know, like, I don't think sex is a huge portion in the women as much as it is for men.
And I think he's absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right, Paul. I think women can, once we're done, it's more of a mental thing for us than it is physical. You know, once mentally we're like finished, we can walk away.
And you feel
exactly.
that? Yes. But Paul, you're saying that men can't, huh?
No, because it's more of a physical thing for men.
Heads, man.
Okay, well, not unless you fall in love with a girl. Because if you fall in love, you fall in love, whether man or woman.
Yeah, now that's a totally different thing. If you're talking about love, then that's a different feel.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Hey, Paul, thanks for checking in with us tonight, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks,
No
Paul.
problem.
All right. You know, there was someone who is up at Facebook. She says, there is no such thing as a bad relationship and good sex. Really? There's no such thing as a bad relationship and good sex. If the relationship has gone wrong, the sex will not be good to anyone. Just my opinion, great sex begins in the mind. Look, I'm going to continue this conversation online. Online at lennygreen.com. Make sure that you log into us. I'm going to hold Cassandra Lucas hostage, but we're also going to feature her brand new single called Damn. And that probably is a statement that you say after either good sex or a bad relationship. You can go either way. But thanks for tuning in to The Quiet Storm tonight.